Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 5. What we're going to dive into today, we're going to start thinking about all the different activities that we have to do in this course. We've got a task analysis that we have coming up, and then we're going to be diving into lesson planning. And one of the things that we need to think about when we're building tasks, when we're building lessons, units, is how demanding those tasks are on our students and in what way they're demanding. Right? Often we have students that are going to have to take multiple choice type questions because they're going to be covered in standardized testing. We've got to cover that, but are they necessarily demanding? It depends. And so our goal today is to really try to figure out, like, what do we mean when we talk about cognitive demand? So I have a bunch of activities for us to do and some readings. The way that we're going to organize cognitive demand for this lesson is we're going to just let you all on some tasks. I have 8 tasks, a good combination, I think, of math and science tasks. And I want you to look at all 8 of them. And I want you to kind of think about, well, how demanding would this be on a group of students? And what are the contexts that you need to think about to decide, how demanding is it? And so I'm going to have you take a look at 8 different tasks before we even dive into definitions, and just with your own instincts, with your own expertise, how demanding are they? And then I want you to take one of those that you liked or that you were interested in working on, and I want you to write a reflection in Slack. And so I have some prompts along the way to kind of get you there. Then after that, we're going to dive into definitions of how folks in STEM generally think about cognitive demand. And so I have a blog post that I've put together that talks about what is cognitive demand in STEM. And then it's connected to this really interesting table. It's called the Hess Cognitive Rigor Matrix for Math and Science. And in this, it's going to have you in a matrix look at across the rows Bloom's taxonomy. And so we're going to dive a little bit into those different levels there. And then in columns, we're going to look at depth of knowledge, which is another way to kind of think about cognitive demand. And what's really kind of cool is that you can go through and you can pick one of those boxes that's going to connect to Bloom's and DOK, or depth of knowledge. And you can look at a bunch of words that describe how you think about activities that students are going to do. So you're going to read a little bit about cognitive demand, about the Hess Cognitive Rigor Matrix, and then I'm going to have you look at 2 lessons. And you can choose. There's a math one, there's a science one. Pick one or the other. It's totally up to you. And I want you to analyze it, because in our lesson plan template here at CU Denver, there's a section for how demanding this is on our students. Go to that, look at the lesson, get a sense of the lesson itself. I want you to reflect on that as well, because there are some good things about them and there's some things that could be changed for the better. And what I want you to do is look at the section where we talk about cognitive demand, and I want you to kind of think about the lesson and then try to kind of consider, how do you think it connects to what you've learned about the Hess Cognitive Rigor Matrix and cognitive demand? What are some things that you would do differently? What did you like? As always, I love the questions. What do you notice? What do you wonder? And those are the major things that I want you to do this week, is to think about how demanding these things are on our students. So please, reach out to me as always if you have questions, and I'm excited to see what y'all come up with. Thank you.